私は仕事も遊びも本気でやるのです。大人ですから、すべてをバランスよくこなすことができるのですよ。
Hey everybody, welcome to another lesson of learning Japanese. Today we are going to be covering another anime line of the day. This time we're going to be taking a line from the 44th episode of the show Boruto. And our line is going to be, I both work and play hard. I'm an adult, so I know how to balance everything in my life well. And it's a cool line that, too bad every adult can't say proudly like the character in this show does. We are going to break down these two sentences word by word to see how everything's working here, but of course we're going to need to cover some vocabulary first. So our vocabulary list is going to consist of 6 words. Let's just go through them real quickly. First up we have shigoto, which is going to translate to work. We have asobi, which is going to translate to play, like playing like a game or just playing around. We have the noun honki, which is going to translate to basically seriousness. We have the verb yaru, which is going to translate to basically to do. Second to last, we have otona, which is going to translate to adult. And last but not least, we have the verb word konasu, which is going to translate to basically to perform or to be good at or to have a command of something. And yeah, it's going to be our 6 words right there. So now let's just jump into the line. Let's replay it real quick before we do that actually.
おっちゃん、ゲーム借りに来たぜ。
どうぞ好きなものをお持ちくださいませ。
おお、これ新発売の限定版じゃん。
それは傑作でした。私はもう徹夜でクリアしましたけどね。
すげえな、おっちゃん。いつ仕事してんだよ。
私は仕事も遊びも本気でやるのです。大人ですから、すべてをバランスよくこなすことができるのですよ。
Okay, so as you just heard again, this line is consisting of 2 sentences here, and it's kind of a line that has a decent amount of context, so we played the context there too. Basically, this character is giving the main character some video games, and he's talking about how he played them all already and why he can do that. Because he knows how to make time to play video games even though he has an intensive job as a scientist or whatever. So he's saying, yo, I both work and play hard, yo. I'm an adult, so I know how to balance everything in my life well.
私は仕事も遊びも本気でやるのです。大人ですから、すべてをバランスよくこなすことができるのですよ。
So we know what it means in English. What's going on with the Japanese? Let's take a look at the first words here. We got the word Watashi, which is going to translate to I. So he's just saying I. We got the particle wa to mark Watashi as the topic. We have our first vocabulary word making its appearance here, shigoto, so work. We have the particle mo here because we're kind of going into this like listing of nouns, and the first one is our first vocabulary word, shigoto, and so we see as we go on, the second noun is going to be our second vocabulary word, asobi. So shigoto mo, asobi mo, that's just going to mean basically both work and playing. These are going to be the direct objects to the verb that's about to show up, but before that we're kind of have an adverb here with the word honki, which is going to translate to seriousness. It's a noun, but we're kind of turning it into an adverb here by putting the instrument marker de right after it to basically mean to do something serious with seriousness or seriously. And what is he doing? He's just yaruing. Yaru, as I said earlier, pretty much is just like a kind of a default word to mean to do, so to do something, to do work, and to do playing seriously. Watashi wa shigoto mo asobi mo honki de yaru. And that's just, yeah, it's what I just said. I work and play seriously. At the final end of the sentence right there, we have the particle no to kind of just act as an explanation sentence ending particle nuance, and then we just end the sentence with the copula des, and he's talking in a polite manner here because he's referring to a young master, I guess you would call Boruto.
私は仕事も遊びも本気でやるのです。
So that's the first sentence in our line. Our line is actually going to be more important with the second sentence, which is I'm an adult, so I know how to balance everything in my life well. So let's jump into that now. We start off with our next vocabulary word, otona, which is going to translate to adult, a mature person basically. And we're just going to simply say because adult, desu kara, otona desu kara. Des is the copula to put after the noun, and the kara is just the conjunction that means because. So because adult, of course there's no I here, but the I is implied, so because I am an adult. We're going to have the word subete, which is just a very common word that means basically everything. It's going to be the direct object here, as you can see with the direct object marker O. And then we have something that's kind of weird going on here. We're using the katakana word balance, which is just basically the English word balance, but I'm not really sure how it's working grammatically here because it's not being used as a verbal noun, and then right after it we just have yoku, konasu, which is like, can't really tell if they're using it as a verbal noun or an adverb to the verb that's about to show up. But I guess we still know what they're trying to say, so let's just ignore that, I guess. So like I said, after that we have the word yoku, which is an adverb. It's going to be modifying the word right after it, which is our last vocabulary word, konasu, which is going to mean basically to perform or to be good at. So basically he's saying perform everything. Subete o baransu yoku konasu is basically to perform everything well with balance. We're not quite done with what we're trying to say grammatically wise. We're putting the koto after konasu because we want to use the potential form. So we put the koto after the dictionary form of a verb plus the phrasing ga dekiru. Dekiru means basically to be able to do, so basically it's saying to be able to perform or to be able to be good at or manage. So konasu koto ga dekiru is what that means. Then again we have the no sentence ending particle basically to provide an explanation nuance, and then we end again with the copula des, and then another sentence ending particle yo to add emphasis. So that second line right there, once again, Otona desu kara subete o baransu yoku konasu koto ga dekiru no desu yo.
大人ですから全てをバランスよくこなすことができるのですよ。
And that's gonna translate to I'm an adult, so I know how to balance everything in my life well. Let's combine that with the first sentence we covered, of course. 私は仕事も遊びも本気でやるのです。大人ですから全てをバランスよくこなすことができるのですよ。And altogether that will be, I both work and play hard. I'm an adult, so I know how to balance everything in my life well. Alright,
私は仕事も遊びも本気でやるのです。大人ですから全てをバランスよくこなすことができるのですよ。
Let's just review the grammar patterns that we encountered. We have some simple usages of the particles mo and then the first line right there, or not the first line, the first sentence. We have the kara conjunction. Then beyond that, it's pretty much just that potential form, the simple version, I would call it the simple version, where you just plug in koto ga dekiru after the dictionary form of a verb. And yeah, so everything that's being used in this line is pretty darn simple. We provided a couple of the lines said before this line in the clip for context, so if you do want to try to translate that along with the bonus line, that is one of those lines, then feel free to do so in the comments. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Anime Line of the Day. Remember, if there were grammar patterns mentioned for this line, they'll be mentioned in the description or the pinned comment below with links to the individual lessons on them. You can also probably find them in the playlist of our complete grammar video series shown on the screen right here alongside our anime playlist. And last but not least, don't forget to try to translate the bonus line we provided. Leave your translation in a comment below. Check out our Patreon, like the video, and subscribe. With all that said and done, see you next time.